What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Dima, Miami music! So Tommy Sotomayor has been working with Fresh and Fit. It seems like the last, 2 to 3 months, he's been in Miami. I won't say quite often, but at least it's a noticeable amount because people have been talking about it. But this one takes the cake, all right? And I'll try to be as cerebral as possible. I'll leave my roast annex for the review on this. I will do a reaction to the fight here. But there was a young lady by the name of Shay Means. Now, apparently it was a woman that Tommy Sotomayor flew in. And not only her, but her friend. Now, Tommy Sotomayor is actually quite active on OnlyFans, from what I understand. Booty clapping sounds! Stop the show. It is two chicks, right? Double booty clapping sounds! Right, so Tommy Sotomayor is doing adult movies over there. And I guess what he does is he pays chicks to come out and film for that OnlyFans audience. And I guess that was supposed to happen with Miss Shay Means, all right? But unfortunately, that was not the case. Her friend ended up doing it. She did not. And I think that we know probably what the reason was. The podcast seems like it was going pretty well. Again, Fresh and Fit, they do a really good job with having a lot of variety of different girls. So, there was, black, white women there, Latina, black. But Shay Means asked Tommy an interesting question that kind of kicked this off. And she was still kind of touching him a little bit, nice and everything. But she asked him, she told him like, hey, I unfollowed you because you talk so bad about black women on Instagram. Why do you solely always talk about black women? And this is kind of the beginning of the end. And, this question has been asked to Tommy before. I've seen him respond to that question. He's like, well, just because, I'm also black doesn't mean that I cannot be a critic, because, if I was praising black women, then you wouldn't have anything to say about it. Like if I was like Young Pharaoh calling you queen and whooping your ass, can I get a ooh sound effect? And you wouldn't have anything to say about that, right? But, just because I'm black doesn't mean that I cannot talk about black women. And she was like, well, that's all that you talk about. What about these other races that do the same thing? He's like, well, listen, when you go to ESPN, you go there to watch sports, you go to Cartoon Network to watch cartoons. But when you come to me, this is what I talk about. So if you don't like it, then, I don't know, tell you don't watch me. So what happened was she seemed to be more calm and collective. And obviously there's the red cups. So I've criticized Fresh and Fit about having alcohol, especially somebody like Tommy there. You have him there with a black woman who's going to challenge him. That's going to be nothing but bad news. But it came to a point in the conversation. She's like, well, listen, when you talk to me, text me, you're real nice and real caring. But a lot of times I don't even respond because you're talking shit about black women, but here you are trying to sleep with me. You talking about hair-headed hoes, weave-headed hooligans and all the stuff, but look who you're trying to have sex with. You're trying to screw me. Can I get a ding, 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 ding? Sound effect, Dima. Dima, story time music. And this is the hypocrisy of Tommy Sotomayor. This is his big fall from grace. Being a hypocrite to his own fucking message. And even though she should not have asked him that, again, Tommy is he's a very feminine man. Just look at how he acts, how he talks, he yells over people. He is a feminine man. He's not homosexual. He's a feminine man. He's feminine in his mannerisms and how his masculinity. What he should have did was he should have said, listen, there are other groups of, people of races here. Why don't we have this conversation sometime or another time? And I can explain this to you another time. But he was engaging in yelling over her and talking over her, taking personal shots at her, talking about, you don't have a psychology degree. Oh, I'm rich and things like that. Rich! He was saying stuff like that, right? Sounds like somebody else I know. But let me kind of go back to the point of being a hypocrite. You're saying that these hoes ain't nothing. They're hair-hatted hooligans. They're BT 1000s. And no offense to Shay Means, when you're talking about black women, the reason why she's kind of upset and unfollowing because, well, you are kind of describing her a little bit. Not to call her a hair-hatted hooligan, but she is wearing a wig. Okay, she is somebody that you probably will say she's from the urban part of Black America. So you're talking about somebody like her, which is why she's offended. You know, a lot of black women, you know, that's what he's talking about. A wig wearing hooligan. Okay, but then my question is this: why are you trying to sleep with her? And that's always been Tommy's downfall. He's always talking shit about the same women that he's trying to screw. But what happened was he's taking shots at her from, you know, I've watched a little bit of Kwame Brown's video because he interviewed her. She's saying like throughout the whole podcast, he's taking subtle shots at her because she didn't want to have sex with him. So basically you flew a chick out there that didn't want to screw you. And so you're taking shots at her the whole entire time because you didn't want to screw her. But the thing about it is that if you wouldn't be trying to screw the same ladies you complain about, she wouldn't even be there. The fact that she's there is your fault. All right. Tommy Sotomayor is a sucker. I've said it. Don't like it. He's a sucker. Complete. I don't care how much money you got. He's a hater and a sucker. All right. He's been blowing his own demise or his own success for years. And for a guy who don't like black women, I wouldn't even be around him. But the fact that you have this conversation amongst non-black people is even worse, which is why nobody respects Tommy. To be real, nobody does. He's a man that doesn't respect himself. He's a weak man. That's what he is. And the reality is that, okay, she played you. She won't have sex with you. All right. Maybe trying to change her mind. Well, she said that your friend said that your D stinks and all that other stuff. But while you're doing porn anyway, I mean, it just goes to show you the kind of low life the guy is. But the reality is that people are going to come out to you in certain ways and put you in situations that you're not going to like. Actually, questions that you're not going to like. But it's how you handled it. Like, look at Brittany Renner in Fresh and Fit. I gotta give him credit. Brittany Renner came at Fresh and Fit on DJ Academic's podcast in a kind of hostile way. Kind of talked about them in a negative way. What did they do? They remain in their masculine frame. Tommy Sotomayor does not have that ability, which is why he can't get along with anybody. He has problems everywhere he goes. This isn't the first time he almost got punched or he got punched, you know? And then when you wanted to, you know, it's funny, right? When you got punched at Sa Netter's event in Harlem, you weren't ready to fight like that. You were ready to fight the girl, right? What about the guy who was following you around, challenging you to a fight? You didn't have that energy. You just didn't. So it's a girl, now you gotta hold you back. What about the guy that was pulling up on you? I mean, this is two different things. He's a punk. That's what he is. I mean, I don't care about the dude. Like I said, it's the reality. And if you don't like them, you shouldn't even be there. That's the truth. That's the difference between you and Kevin Samuels, who you're also hating on, making less money than, less successful than, because you don't know how to control yourself. Anybody can push your buttons at any given time. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I already appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe at the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at all-time high. I'm out.